Because in spite of some of the aggressive prosecution of the faulters, we still see import of substandard products into the country. Is it that the consequences, something is missing in the process? Tell us what is missing, why we are still having, despite the consequences, we're still having an influx of all of it.
Well, first, like I said, the consequences, or the time period made it old. When we are charging $1 million 8 years ago, the punitive measure is now...
Should we take out the option of fine?
Well, that's one. And one of the things we're going to, as a National Assembly, is actually to give straight jail times for products that are life-endangering products. So if you go and import, for example, used tires, which is illegal, and you're caught, automatically will send you to jail. Because no businessman wants to spend even a day in jail. They don't mind paying and moving on to the next product. That's one aspect. The second aspect is the fact that people deliberately with attitudes. For example, you are going home for this election now, and you wake up in the morning and your driver says, "Madam, our tire has deflated." Then you say, "Okay, go buy tire." But you will not say go buy new tire, you say go buy Tukumbo tire because I have to go home today. There's no money. So you first of all, the attitude has to go. When you buy a Tukumbo tire, you have no idea what the standards are. This tire can come from Europe. You don't know what it went through. You don't know how bad it is. You can be lucky you have a good one, but you're not going to be sure. So the people's attitude has to stop from buying these things. If you can't afford a new tire, get a nice taxi and go to your village and vote and come back in a taxi. We don't have to go with your car. It's the same thing. Go to the market. I promise you, even the people who are selling substandard goods, if you go to them, they'll say, "Madam, this charger is original. This one is not original."
Yes.
You choose what you want. And this one in the middle is a little pricey, but it's better. So automatically, the person buying for you will save money and buy the bad one and say, "Madam, that's what they give me." So even the people buying, we have to have an attitude. You see, even the sellers are not completely bad people, because they will tell you how it is. Give me the original. He will make more money if you sell you the original.
I went to one state the other day, and I forgot to travel with my charger.
Yes.
So I said, my phone is dying. So I asked somebody to go get me from the hotel to go get me a charger. He said, "Okay, which one you want? Is it the one that you use just for the time you are here, so that you can go home and go to your original one?" We have illegal imports and legal imports. And this problem is with both illegal and legal imports. The question is, who are these countries that are allowing these illegal imports or substandard imports into our country? Do we have arrangements or protocols with them to stop them from where they are coming from? Then the legal ones, at least we know that we have problems with our porous borders and all, and so on and so forth. Yes. At least we can catch them in the market. How do we handle both?
You see, the concept you are mentioning is an ideal situation where we can go to country A and have agreement with them and say, "Okay, don't send these products to us." But the problem is, with the way the business world is, essentially, it's on you, the person buying. So now the problem is we see we have to sensitize.
On you, meaning the country,
the person receiving,
or the individual?
Yes, because I can promise you, if you go to wherever they are buying these goods and you show them a passport of a different country, they will say, "We are not going to send that product there." Because the consequences there with their laws applies not only to the person bringing, but to the company making, because now they will ban those products from that company. So the issue is, sometimes an ideal situation would have been for the orgas at the top to go and have a ministry-to-ministry protocol, sign an agreement, both presidents saying will not do it. But the market forces are the most important thing. I have been a long time ago when I'm from Kano. So
but sorry, do we have any agreement with any country?
We don't. That's what I'm saying. But a long time ago, I'm from Kano. I'm a trader. I live in the US for all these years. So one day I wanted to start building my house in Kano. So I said, let me go to China, buy products, ship to Nigeria, so my money will double. Because the small money I'm making in America is not going to build a house for me in Nigeria. So I went over there. The man, he was thinking, since I'm coming from America, I'm shipping to America. So he was giving me American standards, American prices, because they know if they ship to America, there's consequences. I said, "No, I'm sending it to Nigeria." He said, "Oh, that's good. What kind of tiger battery do you want? You know? So now it's our problem. You see,
that's it's good that I have options to give you.
Yes.
I'm not going to follow standards because you're going to Nigeria.
So you see, now the other issue is our sensitization as an organization is to now tell the person buying cheap substandard charger, every time you buy a substandard good, you are taking bread away from a potential Nigerian worker, potential brother and sister in your house who graduated and they are looking for work. So when we start thinking like that, you find out that you will not buy. And if you are not buying, nobody will go and buy substandard good to sell to you. There has to be a market for a product to be used.
Absolutely.
Our responsibility is to try and make the law harder, try to use the public to report these people to us so we can continue prosecution. We have a whole legal department and enforcement department that are doing these jobs. But we need people to help us. We need individuals to sensitize individuals about the consequences. This insecurity we are talking about is not because people wake up one day and they just want to be bandits or separatists. There's no work. In the 80s, try and tell somebody to blow himself up. He will look at you like you're crazy.
But there's an irony in this. We have fake everything, but the bandits have not complained of fake guns.
That's what I'm saying. But the problem is, when people are unemployed, we have millions of youth graduating every day. How many times in your newscasts you hear, 10 graduates were caught doing armed robbery in Lagos? So the issue is, we need to make sure these jobs that we are closing every day by sheets, substandard, we don't. It's difficult. If it is more expensive for you to produce substandard goods, you will not produce it. You start producing good goods, and our industries will not be closing. Our industries are shutting down big time.
Let's talk about Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement and the role of standardization. Earlier you mentioned that Nigeria does not have an agreement with any country with regards to standards. So how are we expected to play?
No, what I was saying was, he was asking me if there's an agreement to prevent people from producing substandard goods and selling to us.
Yes.
But we have African Standard Organization, which applies to all the standards in Africa. We have International Standard Organization, which applies to the whole world. And we have special arrangements we do, mutual recognition with various countries. Like recently, we are going through these mutual recognition agreements with 6 countries. Ghana, business easier. But the standards are there. The problem is, we don't have either the capacity or the ability to police those standards to make sure they are followed. And then when you catch individuals, the problem is either the consequences are not big enough, or basically we don't even know because most public people are not reporting these issues. We have 100 million Nigerians, almost hundreds of thousands of markets, and we are only 1,700 employees. So we need people to be our eyes.
Are there civic NGOs involved in this matter?
No, they are not, for a good reason, because when you start involving NGOs in standard policing and marketing, then there are potentials for abuse. So essentially,
how?
Because there's bacteria and say, I want to check your standards, when it's a standard organization of Nigeria. So
no, they don't need to go to that. All they need to do is go to the market.
Yeah, but where do you put the restriction on? You see, the problem is the potential for not only arbitrage, but people trying to scam you. We can't allow people that are not only trained, or they even have the legal power to do anything like that. How would you stop your shop if somebody comes in and, even though your product is up to standard, and then they say it's not up to standard?
What they need to do is aggregate interest, aggregate public opinion, aggregate public
you're
consumption.
asking for chaos. You're asking for chaos.
No, they can organize it.
I mean, seriously, what other businesses?
Just like human rights organizations. If you abuse my human rights, I report to the human rights organization.
The problem is individuals are not reporting.
Yes.
Like I mentioned in our discussion.
They need an NGO to do reporting.
No, you don't need an NGO to do that. All you need is to be your own personal NGO. If you are aggrieved, look for a way. We have Twitter handles. We have websites.
Perhaps
we have
need
phones.
to quickly mention them.
Yes.
I think maybe you need to make a lot of noise about that.
Twitter handles.
These are Twitter handles and our websites, our phone numbers. Okay. Because the thing is, you can't.
So
get,
for the Facebook, we have Standards Organization of Nigeria. For the Instagram handle, we have at official Son Nigeria. For Twitter, we have at Son Nigeria. That's SON Nigeria. That's it on the screen. For LinkedIn, we have Standards Organization of Nigeria. And then there's a toll-free line. Two of them. We have +2 34 705 6990 099, +2 34 701 655 290. These are the numbers you can call to make your
name
complaints.
and shame? I mean, people announce this thing to send you this information, are able to confirm. Do you name and shame, like make it a public matter? Make people know that this particular product is fake, was poorly calibrated, and so on and so forth. You need to tell, okay, the company JD has just come out with a fake raw sequence of what they have done, and so on, and make it known to the public.
People are in jail right now as we speak for trying to either copy our logo or producing substandard goods.
All right.
But then one other thing you have to look at the angle is if you have a factory in Nigeria employing 500 people, even 100 people, by default, there's like 1,000 people depending on those 100 people. Okay. What our responsibility as an organization is, being the heart of the industry, is to make the industry improve.
All right.
So we catch you doing something, we tell you how to improve. Now, if you refuse to improve, we shut you down.
Okay, that's a fine place to leave it now because of our time. We must thank you, Director General, Standards Organization of Nigeria, Mallam Farouk Salim, for your time on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Right. All right, ahead on TVC Breakfast.